Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Witching Hour.
I've got an evil inside my head. You tell me that you don't understand. We got a twist of the beast coming up from the hell. Every month is swinging in the underworld hell. 426, 426, 426 is the twist of the beast. 426 is the twist of the beast. Creatures are coming, hot dry cheeks.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I know we have a few new subscribers. I guess we're gonna start off like usual with our movie review. Hope y'all are having a great holiday season, by the way. I know it can get really stressful and annoying, and there's times when you're like, is this over? Please, can the holidays be over now? We're almost there, guys. We've almost made it through Christmas. The day of filming this, it's the day before Christmas. So, almost made it through that part, which once that's over, it's all downhill. We've got, New Year's, and then we have a little bit of a break before we have another holiday. So, we've almost made it, guys. You can do it. I wanted to do a holiday horror movie for this one. I wanted to do Black Christmas for you guys, but I couldn't find it, except for on Amazon. You had to rent it, and I'm not gonna pay to watch a Christmas movie that I don't even know that I'm gonna like. So, no Black Christmas. I could have sworn that either Netflix or Hulu had it up to watch, but then I went to go watch it last night and it wasn't there. So, there's another one that I found, because I know we talked about Krampus last week. I didn't really want to do Krampus. This one's called Saint, and it came out in 2010, and I had never heard of it up until now. I actually saw it the other day on Hulu, and just kind of skipped over it. Basically, it's about Saint Nicholas. In the beginning, it kind of shows, I don't even know what, time period this was. It was, years and years ago. People would leave shoes outside for St. Nicholas. And if you know of the traditional story of it, kids would leave their wooden shoes outside. I think it was, in Sweden. They would leave their wooden shoes outside, and supposedly St. Nicholas would come around and put candy and little presents and stuff inside of their shoes. Well, that's not the case. According to this story, people would leave wooden shoes outside full of valuables, and St. Nicholas, the actual saint himself, would come around and collect it. It was kind of like him collecting a tax from people in a way. And he had his little minions. Supposedly he came from Spain. I don't know. Just a quick heads up about this movie. Everyone lives in Amsterdam, and so everybody speaks Dutch. So, even though there was subtitles, and there is one scene where there are actually people speaking English. I'll get to that later. There are subtitles, though, so I feel like some of it was kind of hard to understand in the, backstory aspect of it. I mean, you kind of get the main goal of it. Basically, evil St. Nicholas comes from Spain and takes things from the Dutch people. He ends up being killed by fire. They burned him. I guess they rose up against him and they burned him. He's dead. Well, now every time there's a full moon on December 5th, he comes back and murders people. People still celebrate, what do they call it? St. Nicholas something? I don't know. They still celebrate St. Nicholas on December 5th, which I find that kind of odd, because December 5th is Krampus night. So I don't know if there's supposed to be some weird tie-in. I don't know why it's December 5th and not like December 25th. I don't know, because I don't know. That part's kind of confusing. I don't know why it's like that, but there we go. Yeah, he comes back every time there's a full moon on December 5th and just murders a bunch of people. And so it kind of follows your typical slasher film where there's this crazy old guy who tries to warn people that, you know, this is coming, and nobody listens to him and they think he's insane. And he's been following St. Nicholas for like years, apparently. I guess St. Nicholas killed his family? I don't know. We see pictures of his family, but he's alone. So I don't know if he like left them to follow Krampus. Not Krampus. St. Nicholas. I don't know if he left them to follow around this St. Nicholas dude, or if they got killed. I don't know. It doesn't really say. But so yeah, crazy old guy tries to warn everybody that St. Nicholas is coming and is going to murder people. Nobody believes him. Everybody goes about their normal St. Nicholas night celebrations. Of course, there's the teenagers that get murdered. There's the teenage girl that we see babysitting, and the little boy she's babysitting tries to, you know, warn her St. Nicholas is coming, and she's like, oh, we don't believe in that. We don't celebrate that. Like, it's just a story. And of course, we never see what happens to the little boy. He just gets taken. He's gone. We don't know. Babysitter girl ends up being killed and hung upside down in the fireplace. So that's fun. Yeah, and then after that scene, it's just basically him going around killing people. He rides around on his horse. He's in typical like St. Nicholas looking getup with the staff and everything. He does some pretty cool kills with that staff. Just gotta say. Yeah, he rides around on his horse, kills people. In the end, I think they end up banishing him in a way kind of by just burning his ship. He's afraid of fire, too. That's another thing, I guess, because he was killed by fire. He kind of has this fear of it. But, yeah, sorry, can't really skip to the end too much. But there is a lot of, not a lot, but a fair amount of gore and kills in this movie. There's more so of the cool kills and not as much gore itself. I mean, like one guy gets his head like cut off with the St. Nicholas spear staff thing. It just like circles it around his head and it cuts his head off, but it's not like blood and guts everywhere. I don't know. Fair amount of gore, decent amount of kills. There's a couple people that end up getting killed that we don't see. They just get killed off camera. Yeah, not too much of a plot line. Like I said, it's basic slasher movie. Goes around killing teenagers and anybody who gets in his way. He himself can't be killed. Of course, like SWAT team shows up trying to get him. Originally it's blamed on one kid. They thought he did it, and he's like, no, it's the St. Nicholas guy, and nobody believes him until they see him themselves. They're like, oh, there's St. Nicholas running across rooftops on his horse. I don't know. I mean, it's... Oh, well, I can't forget, St. Nicholas has an army of zombies, apparently. I guess the Spaniards, that are, like, his army, and the backstory part of it are still his army, even after death. They are just these weird zombies, like creatures that would go around trying to help St. Nicholas kill people. We get to see a lot of their deaths, too, as well. There's some pretty funny ones of that. They get, like, run over, and one of them gets electrocuted. I mean, they don't really do much to enhance the story in any way, and it's weird because they're not really talked about. Everybody, and they're pretty much there. They're very there. And nobody really cares. Nobody's like, oh, there's zombies running around. No, they're just like, oh, it's St. Nicholas. What about this horde of zombies that he has following them around? You're not worried about that either? I don't understand. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of, other than the little snippet in the first part, we don't get a whole lot of backstory. I don't know, there's a lot of questions that end up getting unanswered. Like, they just kind of leave you hanging on things and wondering. And I don't know, part of it could just be too because you have to rely on subtitles. So I think when that happens, a lot of times there's things that you miss and you don't get to pick up on because you're busy reading subtitles. But I mean, all in all, it's a decent movie. They don't end up killing him. He just basically gets banished. So I guess they left it open in case they wanted to make another one. But since this one was done like 8 years ago, it seems like they didn't do one, which it's good. It doesn't need another one. We're good with just the one. It's an okay movie. I mean, if you want a holiday movie to put on, like, in the background while you're wrapping Christmas presents or cooking or something, you know, that's a good one. It's just not, in my opinion, it's not the best Christmas horror movie I've ever seen. I mean, and it did okay, like, ratings-wise, too. It got a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb, got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm gonna rate it a 2 out of 5. I almost want to give it a 1.5 out of 5, but I'm gonna give it a 2.5 just because it did have some pretty cool kills. And it had a lot of horror slasher aspects that I did like. But yeah, not the best movie in the world, but not the worst. I really want somebody to make some good Christmas horror movies. There's only a couple of them out there that are actually any good and actually worth watching. Talked about them in the last video, which would be the original Krampus and A Christmas Horror Story. I haven't seen Black Christmas, so I've heard it's good, but I can't really comment on it since I haven't seen it. But in my opinion, those are the only two. Last year, I know I watched Red Christmas. That one was, again, okay. Like, a lot of these movies, the only thing cool about them is the kills, and that's about it. Like, we want some actually good Christmas horror movies. If you know of any that I haven't seen that you think are just really good, let me know in the comments below so I can check them out if I can, because 'tis the season to be creepy, and I will always give a horror movie a chance. But let me know what your favorite Christmas time horror movies are. Okay, now it's time for the horror news segment, and this is kind of still keeping in with the creepy Christmas theme of this episode. There are a few Christmas specials that have come out recently that I've seen, and they've caught my attention, and they're pretty good. So, the first one is the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. They came out with a Christmas special for that. They've also renewed it for 2 more seasons, which is good because I really love that series. But yeah, they came out with a holiday special on the 14th. It's up on Netflix. I was a little bit disappointed in their holiday special because I was expecting like when you hear a holiday special, you think of an actual movie, right? That's what I was expecting, and it was just an episode. It was just they just added another episode, which would have been okay because a lot of the Sabrina episodes were like an hour long themselves. But this one was just short of an hour. It was like 55 minutes. So it was kind of a shorter episode. And they tried to do like an anthology type of thing where it'll follow several different storylines in the span of the episode. And while they were good, I would have liked to have seen more. Like, I would have liked to have seen just follow one storyline and give us more of that. And I would have liked to have seen more of, like, the winter solstice, Yule tradition stuff in there. They didn't have a whole lot of that. I thought it was supposed to be, like, a solstice themed episode. I mean, we had a little bit of, like, the Yule log and stuff in there, but I mean, they didn't really talk too much about traditions or anything like that in there, which, I mean, it's okay, but it was kind of a letdown. But it was nice to have a little bit more Sabrina if you're like me and you watched it all in like 2 days. But I mean, it was okay. It wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but it was still good. Also, sorry in advance if you can hear the dogs in the background because they're being annoying, and they always do this. They'll be good and they'll be quiet, and then I'll go to either talk on the phone or film an episode, and then they gotta be annoying. And one of my dogs, Jaeger, he makes the weirdest noises when he plays. He sounds like he's dying. So, sorry in advance if you hear them. The other Christmas specials are a lot shorter. They're more of just like little mini shorts. The Curious Creations of Christine McConnell. I know I've talked about her in the past with her like horror themed cooking shows that are on Netflix. Again, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's so much fun. She did a like a little mini holiday episode with it mainly just follows Rose, one of the other characters, the puppet characters around. She goes to the Netflix offices and just, you know, kind of causes problems and creates havoc. And it's only like a few minutes long, but it's not actually up on Netflix. I thought it was going to be on Netflix, but it's, I guess since it's so short, it's only on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, just go to my playlist that's called Movies to Watch, and it'll be in there for you, and go watch it. It's pretty funny, and if you really like the Christine McConnell series like me, then you'll enjoy having another little snippet. I can't wait for season 2. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. There was also it's more of like the commercial for the Predator movie that just came out on DVD and Blu-ray. They did a little short. It's kind of like a little, kind of reminds me of like claymation. You know, like the old Rudolph and Frosty and Santa Claus movies that were like claymation. It kind of reminds me of that. But the reindeer are all like military and they're going after the predators that killed one of them, and it's pretty hysterical. I had heard about it, and then literally the day that I heard about it, I saw it on TV. I was sitting down with my boyfriend watching, he was watching football, I was doing other things, and it came on the commercials for Predator. There's Predator killing reindeer and reindeers killing the Predator. It was hysterical. He's like holding 2 reindeer heads with their spines, and it's pretty funny. I enjoyed that. Again, that one's just like a little mini short thing. I'm going to try to find it here on YouTube, and if I can, then I will add it to the Movies to Watch section as well, so you can just go and check that out. Like I said, it was pretty funny. We have a couple new movies coming out that I'm pretty excited for. Hellboy. I love the Hellboy movies, and they're coming out with a new one on April. It's in April 12th. It's rated R. There's supposed to be a lot of blood and gore, and the trailer has already come out, and it looks pretty good. I was a little bit skeptical at first when I first heard about it, because You know how I feel about remakes, but this one's not actually a remake. It's just it's a continuation of the story. And it's supposed to be really intense and bloody and gory, and it's geared for us horror freaks. So I'm excited. A lot of times, like the new movies that they'll come out with are geared more towards like the new generation of horror fans, and I feel like this one's more for us. So I think it'll be good. I mean, that is all yet to be seen because they've just released the trailer for it, but I think it's gonna be good. I've always loved the Hellboy movies, especially the first one. It's my favorite, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with this one. There's also, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. There's a creepypasta called The Russian Sleep Experiment. Now, I'm not a huge fan of creepypastas. I don't read them on a normal basis or anything like that. But there was one that I had heard about and I read it, and it sounds terrifying. Basically, it's this story about this Russian sleep experiment where they take these prisoners and they tell them, get through this experiment with us and, you'll earn your freedom. And the thing is, they put them in this room with, like, no contact with anybody else. I think they give them, like, books to read or something. And they have no contact with anybody from the outside. And there's this gas that gets, like, slowly emitted into the room with them. And they have to stay awake. That's the thing. They cannot go to sleep. They have to stay awake. And the gas is supposed to help them stay awake. Well, over time, they, like, lose their minds. They, like, do all of this crazy shit. Like, you have to go and read it. I don't want to give away all the details because you have to read it. But yeah, they lose their minds. They end up, like, tearing themselves apart. And, like, I guess there's a drain in there in the room that they're in, and they use, like, body parts to, like, clog up the drain, and there's just, like, water and blood and stuff everywhere, and the people have to go in, and they have to shut off the gas and go in, and the people that are in there are freaking out because they want the gas back, and they almost sound like they've been possessed, and like they're dying. They should be dead because they're just torn open and all of their insides are hanging out, and the people are trying to help them, and it's creepy. It's insane. It's actually going to be getting its own movie. And I'm really excited about this because I feel like it's going to be a really good movie. Like, from the first time that I read this creepypasta, which was, I think, like a couple of years ago, I wanted to see a movie on it. I want it to be there in a movie. It sounds amazing. Any new type of storyline for a horror movie, I'm super excited about. Like, I love a good slasher, but, they all basically have the same storyline. Paranormal horror, there's the exorcisms and the possessions, and, like, they all kind of have the same storyline. To have a different kind of storyline like this, it sounds so good. I'm super excited. It's set for completion in early 2019, so we shall see. That is definitely one that I plan on going and seeing in the theater. It's gonna be good. Definitely go. And I don't even know. I think there was a video on YouTube. Just search in YouTube, like, Russian sleep experiment creepypasta. I'll try to find it too and put it in the movies to watch section so you guys can go and see it. And basically it's just somebody reading the creepypasta, and there's, like, some video, or not really video, but, like, pictures up there. It's so creepy. You guys are going to love it. So go and check that one out too, for sure. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with it with the movie. I really hope that they stick to the insanely creepy storyline that it already has, and I hope they don't mess with it too much. And it needs to be rated R, because we don't want to soften any of this insaneness. It would just ruin the story. Back to kind of holiday stuff. Bloody Disgusting put out a list of their top 10 best horror figures that have come out this year. And as you guys know, I love collecting my horror figures. I mean, you've seen parts of my collection just in my background and everything, and the stuff that I've unboxed and stuff. But anytime new things come out, even if I don't like add them to my own collection, I love looking at them. So this is, according to Bloody Disgusting, the best 10 horror figures that have come out this year. Just in advance, most of them, in fact, like 90% of them are from NECA. There's a couple that are Funko Pops, but most of these are going to be from NECA. The first one we have is the Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors set. And of course, it's got Freddy, and there's a bunch of other little pieces that go with it. What I'm going to try to do for you guys is I'm going to try to add pictures on here between each one. Whether or not my editing skills are that good to where I can do it or not is yet to be seen, but I will try to add pictures so you can see them. If not, you can still just go and look them up online and see pictures of them. But yeah, so the first one is Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors. Second one is Michael Myers from Halloween 2018. And that one's really cool too, because it's the Michael Myers. There's even the little pumpkin with the like heart eyes carved out and stuff. It's pretty cool. I really liked the Michael Myers that just came out. It was really good. I loved it. And I am definitely going to try to add this one to my collection because the set is pretty cool. The next one is the Chucky Funko Pop from Child's Play 2, and it's a Hot Topic exclusive, and this one's kind of a two-parter because they have the Chucky Funko Pop, and he looks like he's climbing out of a drawer, I think is what that's supposed to be. And then they also have the keychain version of it as well as the little Chucky from Child's Play 2. Hot Topic actually has a pretty good selection of Funko Pops, and they have a really good selection of the Funko Pop keychains. In fact, my boyfriend got me the Elvira one, which is pretty cool because it's the little Elvira that I keep on my keychain. It's pretty cool. The next one is the Silent Night, Deadly Night Ricky Chapman. So he's like in his Santa Claus suit and everything. And that one, I believe, is just him. Yeah, it's just I believe that one's just him as the figure. I don't remember if there's little extras or not. But the next one is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now this one's from the first one and the second one. So it's got two different characters in it. It's Nubbin Sawyer. So if you're a big Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, you probably already know who that is. If you're unsure, he's the guy in the first one that was the hitchhiker that they pick up. So remember, the kids are in the van driving and they see the hitchhiker on the side of the road and they let him come in with them and he's all crazy and he cuts himself up. Yeah, that's him. So it's got him. And then, if you didn't know, he actually appears in the second Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's just a corpse, though. So a lot of people don't even know that's who that is. But that's him. He's a corpse. So this set has two figures in it. It has him as the hitchhiker from the first one, and then it has him as the corpse from the second one. The next set is Captain William Blake from The Fog. And that one's okay. It's not one of my favorites, but I mean, The Fog wasn't particularly one of my favorite horror movies. Again, it was good. I enjoyed it. Just not quite my favorite. But next one is this is from something that I don't know what it is, and I feel like I should know, but I don't know. It's from Savage World, and it's their horror line. It's done by Funko. It's all of our favorite horror characters. So there's Leatherface, Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, and Michael. And they're like bodybuilders? I don't know if that's from a show or what Savage World is. I don't know. But yeah, so basically it's just all of our favorite horror characters and they look like bodybuilders. And it's pretty funny. Yeah, like I said, that one's done from Funko, and it's not the normal, like, Funko Pop look to it. They just look like normal action figures. And the next one is It, the 1990 version, and it's the Pennywise character, and I really like him. I'm glad he's on the list, too, because as much as I loved the new It movie that just came out, it didn't really just come out, you know, the new one, the original one is still really good too. It's got a special place in my heart. So it's Pennywise from that one. So he's the good old Pennywise that we know and love. And next one is Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, and it's Jason, and he's got 4 different masks. Well, you know, heads with different masks that you can change out and stuff, and that's a pretty cool one too. You guys know I love Friday the 13th. Like, it's one of my all-time favorite movies. I've got Jason Voorhees mask over my passenger seat in my car, so I'm always driving with Jason with me, and it's a fun franchise, and I'm glad this one's on the list too. And then the last one is from one of the Godzilla movies. I haven't seen this one. I'm not the biggest Godzilla fan. I like the original. There's like 1 or 2 remakes that I actually like, but it's from one called Shin Godzilla. I don't know, but it looks like this is just like your basic Godzilla. They call it the Atomic Breath Godzilla, and so he's just, like I said, your basic Godzilla, and then he's got like fire or something coming out of his mouth. I don't know. It's pretty cool, but, you know, like I said, I'm not the biggest Godzilla fan, so I've never seen this one, so I don't know what it's all about. But, there we go. That's their top 10 horror figures that have come out this year. A couple that I've really enjoyed, of course I love Funko Pop, as you can tell. I have quite a few of them up there, and that's not even all of the ones that I have. Funko Pop has come out with some really good horror ones this year, so I've been really happy with them. There's another one that I've really enjoyed. I haven't been able to find any of them yet, and I don't remember the brand of it, but there's a guy that does horror like figures, but they're kind of like weird random things. So for example, there's the Fog, and instead of it being like a little figure or something, it's literally just fluff that looks like fog. You know, like some fluff that dogs take out of the toy or something, you know, just like little cotton fluffs. And it's in the action figure box, and it's the Fog. Like, he does things like this that are just, I don't remember what all of the other ones are either, but they were just hysterical. Like, little knockoff things, and it's pretty cool. When you can put a fun little twist on an action figure, it's pretty awesome. There was another one too. Oh, the Pennywise. I know I've mentioned this one in a different video. The Pennywise set that just came out that has the different pieces for his arms and stuff, so he looks like he has the bug arms, and the painting face. That one is so cool. I haven't been able to see or find him yet, but that one's another one of my favorites that's come out this year. Target came out with a line, well, not Target per se, but it's sold at Target, of the classic Universal monsters. There's only 3 of them out right now. There's the Bela Lugosi, Dracula, there's Frankenstein, and there's Wolfman. And I know I should know who makes them, but it's slipped my mind at the moment. You'll have to forgive me. But like I said, they're available at Target. And those are really cool. And I can't wait for them to come out with more of them. I want to see a creature one too, because anytime there's creature from the Black Lagoon, I have to have it. That's Creature's my babe. But they actually did a little article on those figures in the latest Rue Morgue magazine, in case you're curious. Yeah, those are just some that I have found that I really enjoyed that came out this year. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite horror collectible? It doesn't even have to be a figure. What's your favorite horror collectible that has come out this year? Whether or not you've added it to your collection, or, you know, it's just out of reach price-wise, or you can't find it. What is your favorite horror collectible that has come out this year? I am curious to know. Alright guys, time to do a quick unboxing. In case you've noticed that I don't look the same as I did earlier in the video, you are correct. I just got in my Coffin box. See if it'll focus. There we go. And just wanted to take a quick break of running errands and doing holiday crap to do a quick unboxing for you, because I know there's no way I'm gonna have time to do it later. So let's open it up real quick and see what we got. And I'm pretty excited. This is only my second Coffin box, and if you haven't seen my previous video that did the Coffin box unboxing, Coffin box is a collaboration between Horror Pack, the horror DVD and Blu-ray subscription, and Rue Morgue, which is the horror themed magazine, and I really love them a lot. Like I said, this is only the second one I've got, but the first one I was very pleased with. So excited to see what this is in the second one. And they don't do like teasers or anything really, so you have no idea what's going to be in here. The only thing that I do know is there's something fragile in here, because they sent out an email to everybody saying, you know, be careful when you open your Coffin box because there's something fragile wrapped inside of the t-shirt. So with the Coffin box, even though post office delivered it right to my front door, there's still a, like, I don't know, a tear and almost in the box, like it got squished like that. So hopefully whatever is breakable is in here is still in one piece. Hopefully everything is still in one piece. The Coffin box was wrapped up in a plastic envelope too, so maybe that kind of helped a little bit. Fingers crossed. I will also leave the link to Coffin box in the description below if you want to check them out. It's only like just over 20 bucks every other month, which, I mean, you get a Blu-ray, the Rue Morgue magazine, a t-shirt, and usually a couple other random goodies in there, which makes it totally worth it. Alright, let's open up, see what we've got. Okay, so first we have our Horror Pack Blu-ray. It's called 5 Girls. 5 Girls versus 2,000 Demons. This looks interesting. I've never even heard of this movie. It says, what the devil has gotten into these girls? We're about to find out. Oh, as they attend St. Mark's boarding school, where discipline is strictly enforced. Students are strip searched, routinely punished, and there's no communication with the outside. but plenty with the dark side. Hey, stop. Interesting. It sounds like it'd be a pretty fun movie to watch. Maybe I'll watch this and use this for the upcoming videos movie review. If anybody has seen it, let me know what you think of it and if it's worth doing a review on or not. If you guys didn't like it, I'll probably just end up putting it on in the background while I'm doing stuff. Okay, so first of all, okay, here's our glass breakable thing. It is in one piece. Oh, it's a shot glass. Halloween is my Christmas. Yes. That's adorable. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. That's adorable. That's definitely going to be added to my shot glass collection. I have a little collection of cool shot glasses, so that one's definitely going up there. And then our t-shirt. I really like our t-shirt. Let's see. And the nice thing about Horror Pack or Coffin Box is you can pick your t-shirt size, so it's not just random sized t-shirts. It's Jaws! I'm excited. I like Jaws a lot. And this one's a cool, like, distressed style of the movie poster. I like it a lot. And the t-shirt is really nice quality. It looks kind of like it's a ladies fit, too. Maybe? That would be cool. Now that it's finally gotten colder outside, I can wear things with sleeves on them without feeling like I'm gonna die. Oh, Florida weather. Alright, and I think then we only have just the... Okay, so then we just have the Rue Morgue magazine left in here. So, here's our Rue Morgue. Yay! I'm pretty excited about this. I love Rue Morgue magazine. It's like really the only magazine that I actually read. The only thing that's worth buying. So this one features Suspiria, the reboot, of course. Let's see. Jason Goes to Hell turns 25. Call of Cthulhu, Lovecraft Goes Digital. Mary Who Wrote Frankenstein, Anna and the Apocalypse, Return of the Mego Monsters. Interesting. Now in our 21st year. Really? Rue Morgue has been around that long? Jesus, where have I been? I only found out about Rue Morgue, let's see, 4 years ago? 5 years ago? Something like that? I don't know. Sorry guys if there's a glare on my glasses here. It's the downside to having so many lights. And let's see. Oh, we gotta find Homicidal Homemaker. I know I talked about in the last one, let's see. Aha! Number 54. So in the last one, I know I tried to find the Homicidal Homemakers article in here, and I couldn't find it just while I was flipping through, but I did find it later. And now I'm going to find it again. Aha! Here we go. So Homicidal Homemaker, in case you haven't heard me talk about her before, she does like horror themed recipes and stuff like that. So I've followed her like for a while now, and I absolutely love her. She's just the sweetest, and all of her stuff is amazing. Here we go. So here's the Homicidal Homemakers article, and it's hot buttered, what is this? Hot buttered red rum. I couldn't read it backwards. I was looking in the phone and I couldn't quite read it, but it's hot buttered red rum. So that looks amazing. Nice. I'm probably gonna have to try this. But yeah, if you want to follow homicidal homemaker. She's on YouTube. She does all of her cooking videos and stuff, which are so much fun to watch. And she also has her Instagram too that I follow. So I can link those below for you guys as well. Oh wow, that's cool. And there's an ad for Shutter on the back. That's pretty cool. The zombies. Alright, so that's it for this. Whoa, focus. Thank you. That's it for this box. So just to recap, we got our Room Org magazine. We got our Blu-ray of 5 Girls. And we got our shot glass, thankfully in one piece. And then we got our Jaws t-shirt. So, I know there's not like a whole lot in this box, but the stuff that is in here has always been like really good quality. And I will always take quality over quantity. I mean, you get a big magazine, a Blu-ray, a nice t-shirt, and then some other collectible item. The last box we got, what was it? Oh, the Twilight Zone, my little Twilight Zone action figure. That was cool. So yeah, like I said, I will link all of the information below, and I suppose that's it for this episode. Maybe. I don't know yet, I haven't filmed it. Yeah, I can't think of anything, so that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you all have a very merry holiday season, and stay spooky. Hey guys, and just a couple more quick things before we end the video. As you guys know, we announced the giveaway winner, or I don't know why I say we. I announced the giveaway winner of the little, let's see if I got them right here. Yeah, the little Funko Pops in the last video, but he hasn't contacted me to claim his prize. So I think I'm gonna give it a couple more days, and just after the holidays, I will draw somebody else. So keep an eye out. I might pick your name and send them to somebody else. Hopefully he contacts me. It was Collector Rob was the winner. Yeah, if you see this, contact me in the next couple days. Hopefully you can still get your prize. If not, I'll send them off to somebody else because somebody needs a prize. But yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. Like I said, I'm filming this day before Christmas, so happy holidays, happy Yule, Christmas, solstice, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Whatever you celebrate, have a happy one. Happy New Year to, I know coming up in January, there might be an episode missing or late because I'm going to be traveling back to Texas to visit. So I'm going to try to keep everything the way it has been with videos in the upcoming year. It's been going really good. I guess y'all are really enjoying the videos the way I've been doing them now. So they're going to continue this way into the new year. If there's anything that you would like to see added, I've thought about doing like book reviews, like horror book reviews. If you guys want to see some like makeup tutorials and any ideas that you have that you would like to see in upcoming videos, just comment them below, and who knows, maybe I'll add them to videos in the upcoming year. So, like I said, guys, have a very happy holiday season. Stay safe and stay spooky.